Okay. Good morning, everyone. My name is Sheila Corona. Welcome to my channel, Sassy Seer Sheila. Today is Thursday, January 11th, so very interesting. Now, I'm trying to pull this up over here so I can... There we go. Wait a minute. Where is it? Apparently, well, because I've lost my tablet, as it no longer will connect to YouTube. I mean, I haven't lost my tablet. My tablet's fine. However, well, Lisa, can you see me live? Hmm. For whatever the reason, it is not showing that I'm live. Now, wait a minute. Not again. Okay, it's live. Okay, you see me, but I can't. I don't know why, but it's not allowing me to pull it up on my phone where there. Wow, that's a long time on my phone. Because the only way to see the chat is on another device. Um, so I have to get that worked out. I don't know. I'm not quite sure what's going to take place with that, but okay, so here we are. Let me just say again, for those of you that didn't see my brief video the other day, I guess it was whatever was going on with that weird weather that we had that was not allowing me to go live, which was so weird. So here we are live, and it allowed it. So I want to thank, there was at least one viewer, Sandra, I'm so grateful to you, who did respond. And in case you guys aren't aware, when it comes to comments, I have them hold all comments. Um, so if you're not commenting live, which also, once a live is over, it takes generally, I've noticed about 24 hours before you can actually see the comments that were happening during the live chat. But any comments that are placed on any of my videos are always held until I approve them. And the reason for that, so there's no misunderstanding, the reason for that is so I don't miss any of your comments. When I had them being approved immediately, there would be videos that I had done a year or so ago that someone would comment on, and I wouldn't see that comment. Sometimes people were asking me a question or whatever, and I didn't like that. And so, in order to make sure that I don't miss any comments that are left on the channel, I have it set to hold those comments until I can approve them. So if you do comment and you notice that it doesn't appear immediately, that is why. Because if you're commenting in order for me to see it, then let's make sure I see it. And that's really the only way that I know of to be able to do that. Okay, so um, I wanted to share with you all that I did see I really do enjoy the astrology from the Leo King. And I tuned in to his live about the new moon, which is today, by the way, new moon in Capricorn. And he was really intense today and a lot more judgy than usual. And one of the things that he said right at the very end was something about if you're still on YouTube and not on High Vibe, you know, it was something derogatory. And here's the thing for me. And I tried to put the comment, but of course, again, that was a live, and so you can't comment immediately following. You can only comment once it has gone through its processing. And the whole point for me is there are lots of us out there who really would like to partake in this, that, or the other thing. And, the money just isn't there. This is one of the things that I have an issue with whenever I feel into light work, especially those that act like, oh, it's imperative. Everybody gets to know this, that, and the other. And yet we put it behind a paywall. Okay, well, and this is again, each being has to choose for themselves as to how they move forward. For me, it's one of the reasons why this channel will never be monetized. Any of the gifts that I claim to have that I'm working on or they're freely given because for me, again, this is a huge thing for me. I'm either going to believe in what I say or I'm not. I'm either going to trust that the universe will show me what to do and take care of me or not. There's a lot of, and I get it, it's still part of the programming and conditioning and the fact that the collective still is playing a game that is, I can't tell you how many people say, oh, well, we can't survive without money. But I don't think that's true. I don't think it's true. And, yes, I do. I am on disability. And so I am taking advantage of the money that I paid into the system all my life. And so, but that's all I happen to have, right? Is that. So, trying to survive on that every month, I have to pick and choose what I can do and what I can't. And so I kind of felt like I don't know that was a big thing for me, and I'll put it out there that again, it's one of those things where everybody gets to choose how they wish to move through, but I'm either going to trust in what I get or I'm not, and I right now trust 100 that I'm going to be cared for because, the truth of the matter is I've been in some pretty dire straits in my life. Some pretty dire straits in my life. And had some pretty horrific things happen. Been homeless, you know, pregnant on the road, getting here and there, traveling with a carnival. And the universe said, but did you die? And the answer is, well, no, I didn't. And honestly, I learned from each and every one of those situations, and I may have classified or labeled them in a particular manner at first, but no longer. I wish to have all things remain open because um, what I've seen so far for me, and everybody's going to feel differently about it. Even when things happen in the moment, I have no idea what it's leading to, where it's going, what the actual purpose of that particular item was, because it may not reveal itself until much later. Okay, so this is really just a collective card reading for myself and anyone else who finds themselves drawn here, either now or in the future. And the cards that wanted to come out are the same ones that have been coming out for the last couple of days as far as the decks are concerned. From the Rumi Oracle by Elena Fair. I don't really know how she pronounces her name. I was pronouncing that as Alana until I met somebody named who spelled their name that way, and she pronounces it Elena. So I'm going to refer to this gal as Elena now. Probably wrong, and if it is Ms. Fairchild, I apologize. But the artist here is Rasuli, and I don't think there's a wrong way to. This card is number 6, and the name of it is One. And I just got flashed once a while back. A viewer slash conscious conversation central participant had something come to her, and she said that it was for me. And I just had that, and I've read this very specific card, number 6, several times. And never have I had it flash, but I did this time. Wow, this was some chalk artwork. My friend Jesse Sykes sent to me. Wow. Kind of interesting there. So I wonder why I was flashed this very specifically. She hasn't been in my field in quite some time. We haven't spoken. We interacted once on Facebook probably a while back. I'm not quite sure what that means. I'll take it into meditation for myself at a later point, but kind of interesting to me that that would flash right now. So I'm going to be paying special attention to this right here. The card is One. I have abolished duality from myself. I have seen the two worlds as one. One I seek, one I know, one I see, and one I call. Rumi. Well, you all may recall that I have said many times I feel as though we are moving from duality into a triality. I have a feeling it's always been there. The consciousness itself is starting to recognize that. And boy, this kind of really looks like that, doesn't it? Things are not right or wrong, good or evil, black or white. They are and and they are all encompassed within the one, in the one I just heard, unconditional love, right? You look for me, and what do you see? You. Am I playing games with you? Holding up a mirror for you to behold God? Yes, these are games of love and truth. Look for me and find yourself, for I am you and you are me, and together we are one, playing hide and seek in love's great playground. like molten gold poured from the furnace of divine love into a one-of-a-kind mold. You are created uniquely and of divine essence. I find that kind of interesting too, because I'm getting ready later on to go into a reading with someone where I am sharing the invisible garment. And one of the things that has helped me get to know portions of me that I've never allowed myself to view before, is by looking into, your natal chart, your invisible garment, your galactic signature, those sorts of things, your numerology. These are all snapshots of the energy that you wished to bring to this unique version of who you are, who I am, right? And that's what I feel like that's referring to here. So I'm going to read that again. Like gold, molten gold poured from the furnace of divine love into a one-of-a-kind mold, you are created uniquely and of divine essence. You are both the lover and the beloved. There is no aspect of your life separate from your spiritual journey, and there is no aspect of you that is not of divine origin, even the evil and dark parts of you. That's me. I said that, not the book. So then why the frowning, the fear, or the questioning? Let me share a sublime secret with you. Let me whisper it into your heart. Now, there is nothing to fear. All is unfolding according to the divine genius, and there is a sweet shift in store for you. No matter how dire circumstances may appear to be or despairing you may feel, there is still an avenue through which fulfillment and resolutions will be granted. This will happen. That is because the divine seeks wholeness of the one. That means anything and every part of existence, and that includes you and all aspects of your being and life, is claimed by the divine. Your return to the divine is demanded, every part of you, every life circumstance. The divine keeps rigorous, flawless accounts. Therefore, nothing shall be left unaccounted for, not even that which seems to be outside divine attention and grace at this moment. You must remember that you are a living heart, the dweller at the center between heaven and earth, star and soil, light and dark. If you cannot summon the joy to rise up and meet the divine beloved, fear not. That cunning lover lies deep within the depths, waiting to gather you into sacred embrace as you descend into darkness, either through flying or falling, and you shall be caught and tangled up in divine embrace. So fear not. Cast aside worry and concern. Know that you are thoroughly itemized on the divine ledger, and not one moment of your struggle or suffering shall miss the hawk-like gaze of the ever attentive and heavenly beloved. This oracle comes to you with particular guidance. There is a friction or a conflict within you or your life right now, a sense of perhaps being pulled in more than one direction and confusion because of this. You are questioning which path to take, this way or that. What if you choose this path and it turns out the other would have been better. But how can you know what choice, if any, is most needed in your life? So many questions. Your mind is scurrying. This is kind of interesting to me because honestly, I've had almost an entire year now of what the hell am I supposed to do? Why is this happening? Especially now that this is my third YouTube channel and it keeps being taken off. And it's not like the conscious conversations are really happening much anymore. It seems to me like, you know, it doesn't so I've kind of been at a loss. Okay, so what now? Instead of trying to push something or really trying very hard to figure it out, I'm just learning how to relax into myself and again allow the universe to reveal to me. So but my mind has scurried in the past. And so back to it here. There is no other word for it. Backwards and forwards it goes, to and fro, trying to settle upon the truth. I love you too much to allow this to continue unchecked. Surrender it. Give it up. The truth you seek is this: you shall be. You shall manifest your destiny just as the acorn grows into the oak tree. You cannot be other than what you are. And as you accept this, life responds. It breathes and relaxes around you so that what you need can come to you more easily. It finds you, drawn to the need in you that is natural and inviting, and not a cause for anxiety or stress or distress. Sorry. The need leads to satiety. What is desired and what fulfills that desire is one. They are lovers that come to each other naturally, even though darkness and confusion drawn to each other following the natural course of the universe to become one. Boy, my eyes are really having a problem this morning. Let me get one of my, let's get there. I won't have that problem if I use a little thing to follow it there. Okay. It finds you drawn to the need in you that is natural and inviting, and not a cause for anxiety or distress. The need leads to satiety. What is desired and what fulfills that desire is one. They are lovers that come to each other naturally, even through darkness and confusion, drawn to each other, following the natural course of the universe to become one. So do not fret and fear, my beloved. Do not hold back from that which feels incomplete out of anxiety or distress. It is just the lover that will soon be joined by the beloved. You are recognizing the moment before this occurs. So fret not, and instead let that inner lover loose. Allow her to shake out her hair, put on her most sensuous perfume, and laugh as she dances barefoot in fields of lush grass and fragrant flowers. Let her tempt her beloved to come close because she can be seen, she can be heard. Her movement sends her scent through the air. She entices the yearning beloved to her. And soon enough, they meet, and it becomes possible for yet again two to become one. And then there will be wild peace and esoteric contentment within you. If there is any part of you struggling to surrender the conflict between old and new, between what has been and what needs to be, between passion and duty, creativity and rationality, between this role or identity, then know this: even the conflict serves. And I know that doesn't help in the moment when you're going through it, and you will say, as I've heard so many say, nobody in their right mind would sign up for this unless you're eternal, unless you know there is no death, unless, and that's me saying that, unless you know that the experience here is what you're after. Don't choose either one and believe it is the answer. Sometimes the sacrifice is not one or the other, but the idea that it can only be one or the other. At another level, a level of divine resolution, there is beyond the apparent polarity and conflict a third way: the rising up to where there is only one perfection taking place constantly. Open your heart. You'll find the bridge to understanding and trusting in that perfection there, where it has always been and will always be. Don't worry, all is happening exactly as it should. This oracle brings you particular guidance. There is a resolution and a perfect coming together of elements in your life that might have seemed disparate or in conflict. Something you have been trying to integrate is so very nearly ready to click into place. It talks about performing the sacred honoring ritual, which, if you've been following me for any amount of time, you know I feel everyone should create their own. However, if you feel that you would like to have this, just send me a note either at consciousconversationcentral@gmail.com, or if you're my friend on Facebook, just send me a quick message it through Messenger, and I'll be happy to send that to you, a picture of that to you. Just let me know that it is the sacred honoring ritual for card number 6. The coherence, the integration, the balance and coming together you seek is on your horizon, approaching you swiftly now. Wow. Well, and I'll share that immediately this morning I knew that I was to bring out the surrender card, because this is what this is speaking to quite a bit, right? It's just surrendering into, relaxing into. That's really been a big message for me, to just relax into me. Know that I have all of this in hand. I know that there's a lot of folks out there that say, oh, you got to do this and that and the other to get here and to do that. And because it all serves, I don't feel personally that you can make a mistake. It's you, whether or not you want to classify it as a mistake. Oh, I shouldn't have done that. But it all serves. And so the surrender card that came out this morning was surrender to the beauty of the natural world. Take a relaxing break and spend time in nature. Replenish yourself by feeling the beauty and the ecstasy there. Now, that's good advice. I don't care what you're doing or what's happening with you. Now, it is quite cold. But I have discovered a place in my yard where, at least for a little while, when the sun is shining, I can sit out even in wrapped up and get my feet in the earth for at least 15-20 minutes a day. Again, when the sun is shining, which it wasn't the other day, but it is today. So that will be happening. Now, the fairies also wanted to come out, and what came out was card number 47, the Oak Men. And I just love this card. And oh, okay. Let's see. Wait a minute. Uh, that's an 11 master number. Today's date. Very interesting there. So the key word for the Oakmen is strength, ancient wisdom, depth. I had an interesting lesson from the Oakmen about how we humans use fairies to mirror our own projections. The eyes of the Oakmen are a warm light brown, but some people look at them and say, ooh, red eyes, scary. So I tried a little experiment. Using digital magic, I made a copy of the Oakmen and gave them blue eyes. I then asked some people for their impressions of the men, and words like innocent and sweet and melancholy came back. Then I changed them to an unreal looking violet and got responses like, ooh, so spiritual, so wise. Had the Oakmen changed? Of course not. But what people projected onto them had. When we look at a fairy, we can simply project all of our fears and insecurities and prejudices and delusions onto them, or we can try to see them as they are. In a sense, all oracles are simply mirrors of the wisdom and confusion within the reader. But if we only look at them through our personal filters and projection, we learn very little. It is only when we actually try to see beyond ourselves that we begin to use the oracle as a mirror of the cosmos and all of its wisdom. One member of the oracle group looked at them and wrote, when I see this card, I lose all track of time. I feel deep grounding and peace, contentment. Everything is there if you just take the time to be part of it. It is a deep homecoming for me. To me, the Oakmen show the wisdom, the deep wisdom of age, the inner peace and strength of the elders. This is what the Oakmen are about. Can you look at them and see them as they are, or can you only see your own projections? The universe, like the Oakmen, is full of wisdom and compassion and strength, but it doesn't always come in pretty packages. This card depicts the strength and wisdom of age. It also reminds us that what we need to know, what is truly there to be seen, cannot be discovered by a superficial glance and hasty reaction. In a reading, the Oakmen tell us to look slowly and deeply into the heart of the matter and to see past the superficialities of the surface. Consider the history of the situation in depth and learn from the past. Consult others with more experience than you have. Learn from the wisdom of the elders, both those available to you personally and those you encounter in books and elsewhere. In this matter, it would be wise to make your decisions after more pondering and study of the situation. Consider motivations in depth. Take action only after thorough deliberation. The Oakmen tell us that haste may be at this moment your worst enemy. They also suggest that we might learn a lot from trees. Consider the trees and their wisdom. Connect with a wise old one and ask for help. Well, I got to be honest with you. Again, this is something that I have said a lot, and I have had folks who absolutely disagree, and I understand everybody has the right to feel about things the way they wish. But I'm convinced that those that we might consider or call evil um, are just so terribly damaged, traumatized, as all of us on this planet have been in multitudes of different ways. And almost all of us um, use our past experiences, our filter, right, to discern through. It can be no other way. And for me, seeing that about myself and knowing that this is the way everyone operates, I don't jump to conclusions anymore. First of all, I I see where it stems from. I know that each one of us, the only thing that makes us differ from each other is the entire time we've spent in this vessel. That is all. Because we are all one. Because the universe, the whole idea, the whole point in coming here has been to experience things. And so for me, I love this card. The fact that it talks about that. It's more about our projections that we, especially those who have not opened themselves to seeing how damaged and traumatized they've been, and or can't for whatever reason don't feel or realize that their programming and conditioning and how they've experienced thing colors how they see a thing. And there are folks out here say, I'm not programmed. If you're talking a language, you've been programmed. Period. End of story. Because how do you think you learned that? And chances are there's been a lot of trauma that happened during any of that programming. At least it certainly was for me. Well, that's it for this one. I hope this has been helpful. I am going to try again tomorrow night to do an intuitive reading hangout session. Boy, say that 5 times fast, on the channel here. So how I do that is you just show up, ask for a card. I put your name on my list and I just go down. I step into your field. I feel what I'm getting and then I give it to you. This is a way of assisting me to hone my intuitive abilities. So it is a reciprocal sort of thing. You ask for a card, you're helping me learn how to trust myself and give you just what I get. If you, and now I'm going to say this too. I have heard from one of the folks that I have had many conversations with about dreams, our dream space part here. Probably I don't think there's been many on this channel. On Conscious Conversation Central, there was quite a few of those conversations. What is the dream space? Yes, part of it could be that you're working out psychological things during the day. I have suspected for a very long time that it's way more than that. It's not just a psychological workspace, right? I have encountered those who feel it's other realities of themselves, other um, timelines, if you will, other like I've had dreams where I'm not me. It is me, but at least twice I got a glimpse of myself in the mirror and it wasn't me. It wasn't Sheila, let's put it that way. So this is something that I want to put out there. Anyone who has had dreams, whether they be prophetic or something you don't understand, or anything like that that you feel you'd like to come and have a conversation about, that you don't have a problem sharing it. I'd love for you to reach out to me at consciousconversationscentral@gmail.com. And it may not appear on this channel. It may appear, depending on what it is and what we talk about, it would appear on my Conscious Conversation Central channel on Rumble, which I will be, as I move forward in 2024, um, putting some of my older conversations from that channel on that channel so that folks can find them. Also, I'm part of another YouTube channel, which actually uh, has way more than just the YouTube channel. Let's see, what do we have here? Newlightstreaming.love is the website. But that is also available on YouTube, Spotify, Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, Rumble, and on X, it's at New Light Team. So if you'd like to follow myself, Lisa Flamino Rush, uh, Crystal J from Journey Intuit, would love for you guys to go and check that out, and you can find that channel. It's KNEW, by the way, lightstreaming.love. And you can find all the links by going there. You can see Chris's blog. You can get to Lisa's blog and Lisa's self-help seminars that she's been doing with her and her team. And those will resume as soon as she is able. Right now, there's been a lot of detoxing going on. And so I gotta say, I think that shortly here, exactly how soon, I can't say, but shortly here, it feels to me like there's going to be a lot of things breaking loose and happening and moving rather quickly. So until next time, I hope that you will continue to move towards that which brings you joy in each moment that presents itself to you. It really is just a matter of allowing oneself a few moments, especially in the heat of something, to try to see it from a different perspective. And that's something that, again, is not always easy, to open oneself to feeling into a different perspective than one has always looked at things through. So until we meet again, be well.